So when I went out to North Carolina to go ahead and play some Lawbreakers, the only thing that was in my mind for like a good 70% of the trip was the song I Fought the Law. And honestly, when Lawbreakers comes out, which you definitely should give it a shot, it is quite a fun game, you definitely should try to put all of your time into the law side, because let's be real, it's written in history. Come on, people fight the law, and guess what? The law wins. The law always wins. I'm just saying, you gotta look at history, you gotta look at songs, you gotta look at popular music, and you gotta be like, hey, if they won, I should win too. So hello everyone, my name is Bricky and welcome to a video showcasing Lawbreakers, the new team-focused class. I wouldn't say class-based because there aren't really classes, but more so characters you choose from, you know. It's an objective-focused team-based shooter. We'll go with that. I actually streamed Lawbreakers like about a year ago. I think it was about a year, and I did a quick little stream regarding Lawbreakers, played it, and or not Lawbreakers. Well, I mean, I'm bringing the law. Everyone else is breaking the law, but I'm bringing the law. But I streamed at Lawbreakers a year ago and had a pretty damn jolly time of it. I may even made like a quick stream highlight for my stream highlight channel, which is debunked and defunct, no longer uploaded, so ignore that part. Played it at PAX as well, but now I was actually flown out to North Carolina recently to visit Boss Key Studios, or Boss Key Productions, however they want to call themselves, which is the development team behind the game, to not only get a tour of the studio, but to also play with a bunch of other streamers, YouTubers, and so on. So first things first, gotta have that obvious disclosure here, is that they comped both the flight and the hotel over to North Carolina, so it was like a all expenses paid trip, which is pretty fun. I've only done that once over in San Francisco a while back. It was provided for by Nexon Studios, a nice bunch of people, and I came on out and got a chance to play the game and also play the new class and really kind of check out what they've changed since the last time I tried it out. When I originally played, they only had 4 characters: the Enforcer, Assassin, Vanguard, and the Titan. Now they had, I believe, was it 9? Or is it 8? 8 or 9? I think maybe even 9. Vanguard, Assassin, Enforcer, Titan, Juggernaut, Gunslinger, Combat Medic, Wraith, and am I missing anybody? I do believe that's it, specifically the Wraith being the new character that they just unveiled. Now, initial thoughts of the game are actually very high. I thoroughly enjoyed myself throughout my entire time there. It is easily one of the fastest games, well, fastest like class-based shooter games, team-based shooter, team-based objective-based shooter that I have played. It is really fast. It is actually crazy fast and really hard too. One of the things I like the most about playing Lawbreakers is specifically the skill ceiling that the game provides. With the game being so crazy fast, weapons being so accurate, and health pools and time to kills being so varying, you can really, well, actually pretty quick when you think about it. Like, tanks can die fast. Tanks can die incredibly fast, but they will still soak up a decent amount of damage compared to like assassins who just pop. It is an incredibly fast-paced shooter that has so many different elements going back and forth with it, and so many different kinds of characters that almost every single character in the game can provide a new form of skill ceiling. A good example I can think of is, you know how in Overwatch a good McCree with like really good aim is just feared, and the McCree and how he can aim is what determines good and bad McCrees? Combine McCree with Genji. So you've got ridiculously fast-paced, everyone going everywhere, everyone flying around, jumping around, combined with extremely accurate gunplay, and that's Lawbreakers. If you're really accurate, got great reflexes, and have speed out the ass, it is going to be an amazing time, and honestly, it really was. Now, a lot of the footage you're going to go ahead and see in the background here is me playing Juggernaut. Now, unfortunately, I was one of the only, actually, I may have been the only person who played Juggernaut, because I'm with a whole bunch of other streamers and YouTubers who want to get some of them highlight clips, so every goddamn person and their mother were playing Wraith and Assassin, the 2 melee-style assassin characters. You see, Juggernaut is a hell of a lot of fun, because you have a certain health number per person. I believe the Assassin has a flat 300 being the lowest in the game, with other people having 325 being the Gunslinger, 350 as the Wraith, 400 as the Enforcer, etc, etc. Then you finally get yourself to the Juggernaut, who has 600. Originally 700, but that was too broken, so they nerfed that. He's basically a giant 8-foot robot with a huge hitbox that has a giant shotgun, big bayonet at the end of it, and also a couple cool abilities like the ability to sprint, power jump, power stomp, and then put up like a little wall to block people off and also armor himself up. Really, you can soak up a lot of damage and you are disgusting in close range. One of my favorite things to do was the 3-hit combo, or the 1-2-3 combo, which is a shotgun blast into a bayonet stab into a kick, and the kick actually launches people away from you. That's the standard melee. So with a super high damage shotgun and like I think 125 damage bayonet stab and a 75 damage kick, all these assassins that are trying to be all super ninja and special and cool and murder you, it's so great to just kind of turn around and blast their ass across the map. And they're thinking like, oh, what the hell? How the hell did I just die when I'm Mr. 600 health tank? But really, every single character has some extremely unique properties to them in both how they play and also a bunch of hidden unique things that a lot of people don't actually know if they don't play that character. I found out and discovered a crapload of new stuff per character that I never knew about before until some of the developers were like, hey, did you know that if you could do this, this happens? I'm like, fuck, no, I didn't. One of my favorite ones is there's a character called the Enforcer. He's basically a jack of all trades. You know, assault rifle, shotgun secondary, has like a sprint button kind of thing. But the sprint button is actually called a time dilation. So when you activate it, it's on like a charge meter. And by pressing it, you actually speed up everything. Your speed, your rate of fire, but also you make like a gravity circle around you so you can speed up allies. So we were playing one of their new modes called Blitzball, which is basically, if you ever played Uplink in Call of Duty where you have to grab a neutral ball and throw it in their goal or get it to the goal, it's like that, but if you hold the ball for too long, you explode, which is kind of awesome. Also, the Blitzball sounds a lot like a Meeseeks from Rick and Morty, which is amazing. But it was a combination of a lot of weird new things that I never knew about. For instance, I grabbed the ball as the Juggernaut, 600 health, so hard to kill, of course. But then the Enforcer would speed boost me really hard, and I would fly across the map, and then when he was done speed boosting me, I would just sprint naturally because I didn't have to use any of my meter and get to the goal incredibly fast. Or another example is when I'm on defense and someone's like trying to run to my goal, I didn't know that if you sprint as the Juggernaut and then you smack the melee button, not the kick but your bayonet, you actually check them with your gun and they fly backwards double the distance of a regular kick. So it's a great way to keep people off my goal. And then there are a couple other things I had no idea about. For instance, the Wraith has a little tactical knife underneath his gun that he can shoot out like a ballistic knife, but if you shoot that knife, it explodes. Or if you put it in somebody, they blow up after 3 seconds. And this doesn't even scratch the surface. I found out that with the grappling hook on the assassin, if you grapple an enemy player, you actually build up momentum and speed and increase your first melee attack against them. The game provides such an interesting hybrid of this team-based shooter, what in a sense though is that team composition does matter, but any team composition is usable. You're not really required to have anybody, and you can win without having anything like that either. If you're just some like FPS messiah with your aim and your movement, oh, you'll do fine. You'll do perfectly fine. Now, of course, there are some things, like a lot of people would want to put a combat medic in their group because a combat medic is a very useful thing for this game. But overall, how you want to run your comp is all up to you. For instance, in Blitzball, what I did is I would run in there with the Juggernaut, and then I'd have a medic throw a medic ball on me, which kept me alive while I was running with the ball, and then get into the goal really easily. One time, the enemy team stacked 2 medics and 3 wraiths and absolutely destroyed us because we couldn't kill these stupid wraiths. It all feels extremely smooth. Everything feels smooth and fast and hard as fuck. This is one of those games. Oh, by the way, it was hype as shit to watch. Nothing is more fun than having 2 groups of just really loud yelling streamers and stuff and a giant viewing party behind them with all the devs and stuff screaming at the 2 of them because it's so fast. It's so incredibly fast. Watching it is a blast, especially in such a competitive setting where we all really want to win. Personally, Lawbreakers is becoming more and more enjoyable as time goes on, and I really have to appreciate not only the gesture of inviting us all out, but the feedback from the game. The second morning we played, we literally sat around in a big little like circle and said, or the devs said, hey, okay, what's broken, what's weak, what's too strong, give us feedback. And it was actually really, really impressive of them to just immediately be so open to fan feedback, or you get the point. Now, we said things like, this feels too clunky, the Wraith feels too powerful. Well, I said that because I thought the Wraith was way too powerful, and I said the Juggernaut was too weak because I was the only one playing Juggernaut. That has to mean something, right? This game mode could use a tweak like this. The Blitzball wasn't exploding enough. There were all these different kinds of things that we discussed, and the developers kind of bounced back all these ideas of how to fix it. And the simple fact that you could have YouTubers and streamers and fans of the game in any sense literally sit together and say, here are the balance issues and glitches and such that we would like worked on and fixed. That is admirable. It really is. So with that being said, that's the gameplay I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's mostly Juggernaut, but I mean, hey man, I like to play Juggernaut. I'm hoping to play a lot more of it very soon, possibly on stream soon as well, as there's a closed beta coming out in a couple days. I don't have a release date for the game, but I think it's going to be this year, hopefully this summer. I don't quite remember what they told me, or if I'm allowed to tell you. But I forgot anyway, so I guess it kind of works out. Anyway, my name's been Bricky. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the rest of the weeks on both streams and the other videos I have planned for you. All right, bye-bye.